As the title rightly proclaims, this one could indeed be our big chance. We'll keep this one rather brief though, as it's pretty straightforward. And if you appreciate what I'm about to share with you in this episode, then please like and subscribe and share it with other poor bastards who may still be lost in the dark. And yup, not financial advice, not a single word. Strong buy signal in Bitcoin. Yes, you have indeed heard this before. In fact, it's not unusual to get several failed RSI buy signals within an accumulation or formation. And this is where the bulk of losers show up, the stop losses that in fact drag down the statistical win rate. But that's fine, for whenever we strike gold, it's payday. To those of you who may not be familiar with it, the RSI buy signals have an average win rate of around 30%. As much as this results in a majority of losing trades, the winners do by far compensate for the losers, as they tend to run into the hundreds of percent. And the losers, well, they typically stay within 2% at most. Having said that, this signal right here does in all fairness have a statistical bias towards getting stopped out, so don't make yourself any illusions here. Yet if this one proves to be a runner, a Forrest Gump one at that, then it's equivalent to getting paid 50 to 1 or 100 to 1 whenever rolling a 6. The risk to reward is just too magnificent to ignore. Yet, apart from this signal itself, there are a few things that particularly excite me. 1. Everyone is bearish across the board. Bitcoin sentiment is in extreme fear territory, and most traders that I know of are short at the moment. Big warning flag. 2. However we choose to measure this ascending channel, whether on the arithmetic or logarithmic chart, we have a technical breakout on the downside. You can bet your bottom dollar and your granny that every single trader out there has acknowledged and acted upon this. And to those of you who slept through the market loss one-on-one lecture, whenever everyone, within brackets of course, sees and acts upon the same piece of information, it has a rubber band tendency to backfire right in their faces. And this is why a heinous fakeout is more probable than not. 3. We still have an intact lower bullish red buy signal on the weekly chart, one that happened at the absolute local bottom, and which, since it comes from high RSI readings and occurs in a primary fourth wave, holds a strong chance of proceeding higher. Historically, the 2-day buy signals have been quite successful and reliable. Thus far, it has 4 stopped out trades, all of which were cancelled the very next candle and at an absolute minimal loss. On top of that, it has on 2 occasions made it to the T1 only prior to being stopped out at break even. Here are the signals so far and their maximum theoretical returns. Plus 27,000%, plus 60%, plus 45%, plus 8,700%, and plus 1,030%. Technically, and based on this data, we have 7 historical winners and 4 losers for a statistical win rate of 63%, although the standard deviation based on such low amount of data is not to be underestimated. With that said, do not be an idiot and go all in or anything similarly bright like that. Neither do I advocate anyone to buy. I simply lay out the data, do with it whatever you want. Despite the inherently nice looking signal on our 2-day chart, the one thing that seriously puts a rebate on this signal is how every lower time frame, from the daily and all the way down to the 1-hour chart, look absolute shite. Unless these shape up and find foothold for at least 1 or 2 parallel lower bullish red signals, then the risk is by all account increased, and that win rate of 63% should realistically be cut in half or more. Yet despite all that, this signal does indeed remain too strong not to act upon, at least in LLT land.